How you gonna let the enemy outfaith you? I'm not gonna be long on here. I just came up here to give a message real quick. It's been in my spirit and God won't let me go to sleep until I relay it, okay? The enemy knows. By the enemy, I mean it could be your coworkers, it could be ex-friends, ex-lovers, it could be ex-family members, because you can disown family members. The enemy knows when your blessings are about to bloom. You see, before you turn into a flower, you have to be planted. The seed has to be planted, then watered religiously. Water the seed, that does not mean that your plant is gonna grow. You probably might not even see a bud until like a month, right? You see, as you're budding, people give up on you. People say, oh, she's not gonna make it. Oh, it ain't worth it. Oh, she ain't worth it. Oh, they sleep on you, you know? What are you doing? Oh, I just want to show them an example of what sleeping on them look like. Please don't start this nonsense again. Continue. Anyways, like I was saying, get up. Okay, I'm up. So after they sleep on you for a while, that's when you start to bud. That's when you start to bloom, okay? When you start to bloom, the flower and the colors start to show a little bit. You see, the reason why the process takes so long is because as a plant, as a flower, you have to root yourself. You got to root yourself in the ground. Without roots, there is no plant. Without roots, there is no fruit. You cannot bear fruit if you don't have roots, okay? Write that down in your journals. Once the flower starts to grow and the colors start to show, that's when they wake up and they want to enjoy the show. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's use another example. When you're baking a cake or some brownies, what have you. I like brownies, to each his own. The smell hits the kitchen different when the brownies are almost finished. You know what I'm talking about. When it's like 5 minutes until your stew is done, when it's like 2 minutes before the fried chicken is done, when it's like a minute before the baked mac and cheese is done, come on. It hits the kitchen different. You start to go, What the hell is that smell? Sorry, God. Anyway, so that's how your enemies are. When you bake a cake or you bake brownies, it doesn't start off as brownies. It doesn't look like brownies. It starts off as flour, eggs, unless you're vegan and you can use applesauce as an alternative. Write that down in your journal. And all the other thousands of ingredients. People look at it and go, but see, when you keep your mind forward and you focus on cooking those brownies, and when the process is almost done, you get to enjoy the whole pan of brownies by yourself, sis, because you worked on it alone and they left you. There are blessings that are about to happen for you in your life. There are good things that God has promised you that's about to happen to you in your life. And I don't know who I'm talking to. But those same people who left you back there and left you for dead, left you for trash, they can smell it too. And best believe they watching. They watching you like a hawk. But you know what? You need to be an eagle. You know what eagles do? Eagles love a storm. Eagles fly above the storm. Eagles would prefer for there to be a storm so that they can fly above it and they soar higher. When an eagle has their eyes set on a prize, it sets it and it locks it there. It ain't nothing that's going to get in between the eagle and its prey. The other day when I was going for a run, I saw an eagle literally in my face, and it had a squirrel in its hands. I've never seen that before. It's crazy because when I sit on my porch, sometimes I see eagles flying in the sky, and I'm like, oh, they're hunting, you know? But this time I saw it had a whole squirrel in its hands. Your squirrel is coming, sis. And don't you share those brownies when they come out the oven. They're going to be nice. They're going to be hot. And you better not share. And you better not feel bad either. Your enemies can tell. There are so many people right now who are telling me, oh, Nya Jay, you're famous. And is. Nya Jay, you're rich. And is. Those are people who are not in my life anymore. Those are people who I left in the past. How is it that they know? How is it that they know what's coming for me, and you can't see it for yourself. You see, sometimes you forget that when you pray for something and it's almost there, you forget that you prayed for it. Sometimes when you're in the season of receiving, you forget that you were once wanting and God has now gifted you and granted you what you prayed for. And you're sitting here telling God that he don't ever grant your prayers, but when he grants your prayers, you forget that they were prayers. When he grants your prayers, you forget that you asked for it. You're too quick to point out the next thing that you want. You don't ever enjoy what you got. You don't ever enjoy what's in front of you. Enjoy what's in front of you. Enjoy the little things. You see, there was a point in your life where you wish that you were where you are right now, at this very second. I'm a little thirsty, so I'm about to give me something to drink. Oh, I didn't know y'all was gonna be in here. But back to what I was saying. Hold on, give me a second. Let me get my juice. You can't forget what you prayed for, sis. And then don't be appreciative when you get it. Because if I was God, I wouldn't keep blessing you with it. But God is God, and I'm not God. So don't take my word for it. I'm just Nya Jay. All I'm saying is, you got to be grateful for what you have. Prepare for your blessings. Stop trying to sit at everybody else's table, because God is preparing you to sit at your own. You're not going to have to pull a chair up at anybody else's table to force yourself to fit. You're going to have your own table with RSVPs of people in higher ranks than the people who are below you. But before you can rub shoulders with millionaires, people who live like how you want to live in your future, you have to get rid of the people in the past. They then got rid of you. They left you for dirt. They left you for dead. But you're gonna rise, baby. Because a tree loses all its leaves. It loses all its color in the wintertime. It's about to be spring. You see, the enemy is not going to attack you for no reason. Your life gets really hard right before it's about to get good. You know, when you're running in a race or you're running, period, because I run. Right before you're at the finish line, it gets hard. And that's when you got to push the hardest. It gets rough. And that's when you got to run the fastest. It gets tiring. And that's when you got to grab the strength from your belly and use everything you got in your glutes and in your legs and in your thighs. And it's burning. But once you hit the finish line, you're done. You're finished. And don't you dare look back. I wish I would have ran faster on that track. You made it already. What you talking about? You were the first one who made it. You won first place. And you crying about what's back there? The enemy can smell your blessings coming, sis. So have faith. How you gonna let the enemy outfaith you? Even the devil, even the enemy can see what's coming for you. Open your eyes, sis, because the devil wouldn't be trying to stop you if it wasn't something on its way to you. The devil wouldn't be trying to stop something unless there was something coming to you. Because if there's nothing coming to you, what is there to stop? What is there to postpone? What is there to pause? Nothing. Don't let the enemy outfaith you. Don't let the enemy outbelieve you. If you need faith, baby, just ask God for it. I saw a video yesterday. It's not weird to ask God for faith. You can ask him for everything else. You can ask him for a car. You can ask him for $1 million. You can ask him for the house. But do you ask him for the faith to believe that you can obtain the $1 million? You ask him for the knowledge so that you can save and flip the $1 million. Do you ask him for the obedience and the self-discipline to keep at your goals so that you can obtain that new house and that new car? Because it ain't gonna just fall out the sky, baby. If you need something, you have to get to the bare grit, nitty gritty of it. Ask for it for real. What are you willing to put in? You have to work for what you want, regardless if that's a 9-to-5 job. You have to work for what you want. You can't expect your brownies to cook in the oven if you don't first mix up all your ingredients first. After you're done mixing up all your ingredients, you have to put it in a bowl. After you put it in a bowl, you have to put it in a pan. But before you put it in a pan, you have to butter the pan. If you don't butter the pan, then the brownies are gonna get stuck and they're gonna burn and they're gonna get ruined, and you're gonna have to spend hours and hours scraping it at the bottom of the pan. Do it the right way so that you don't have to go back and fix the mistakes that you could have avoided in the beginning. Do it the right way. Follow the whole process. Go through the whole process, because then when the brownies are done, you won't have to worry about scraping out no crust out of no burnt brownies. You won't have to worry about being sad because you can't enjoy your crumbly, dry brownies. They're going to be moist. They're going to be delicious. They're going to be warm. They're going to be cozy. If you don't like brownies, you like cookies. If you don't like cookies, you like cake. Whatever it is, your fried chicken. But do it the right way so that you can enjoy it to its fullest capacity when it comes out of the oven and it's almost done. I promise. Don't let the enemy outfaith you. You smell that? That's your blessing. It's cooking. And You got 5 more minutes left on your timer. And it's about to be good. When it comes out, enjoy every last piece of it. Educate so that we don't generate more lost generations. Love and light, y'all. Peace.